Hey there, I'm Dennis Prescott. Today, we are making braised beef pappardelle. Pasta just invites community at the table. It's tailor-made for a crowd. It's so good. Pasta is happiness in food form as far as I'm concerned. But what I love even more than that is folks don't necessarily immediately associate pasta with the Traeger grill. You think of ribs, you think of chicken wings or burgers, anything that you can make in your oven at home, make it from now on your Traeger grill. There's no reason not to, just like we're doing today with this pasta dish. So we're gonna start out with this beautiful beef here. This is gonna get browned off in this pan. Before we do that though, we're gonna hit this with a nice bit of sea salt and some beautiful black pepper. Then we're gonna get a pan on medium-high with some olive oil, and working in batches, we're gonna brown this off. We don't wanna crowd the beef in there. We wanna work in batches, give it the time it needs, get it browned on all sides, and then we'll move to the next step. So our pan is preheated to medium-high. We want it really high because we want when that beef goes in to hit, sizzle, start to caramelize, brown on the outside. Those brown bits are what add flavor. We want to start this dish out by adding the most amount of flavor possible. So in the pan, olive oil, a good glug of olive oil. We have this beef, beautifully seasoned. We're just gonna give it a nice little mix here while the olive oil gets hot. And like I said, work in batches. Give it the time it needs, don't crowd the beef, get it nice and browned off. And you can hear that sizzle already. That means you're well on your way to a great dish. So our beef has been cooking away for about 3 or 4 minutes. It started to develop this beautiful, dark, golden brown deliciousness on the outside. The fat is starting to render. You can hear it sizzling away. We're gonna flip that to the other side and then carry on with the rest of the beef. And that's job done. It takes a little bit of extra time, like I said, but not only are you adding more flavor to the beef, you're adding more flavor to the dish. This little bit right here is actual liquid gold. Those brown bits that develop on the bottom of the pan are gonna work their way into the sauce. It really takes it to the next level. It's so important, don't miss that step. Take the time to brown this off. So to that, we're gonna go in with some onions, some celery, some carrots, and we've got some beautiful fresh herbs here today. I'm going with rosemary and sage. If you had basil and it's the summertime and you have basil stems, you could add that to this too. It's a great way of using those basil stems, making sure that nothing goes to waste. But today we're gonna go with these beautiful, woody, fragrant herbs. So give them a fine chop here. And there's something about rosemary and sage to me that is just such an incredible smell together. Works great in pasta, works great for Thanksgiving dinner. Just a nice rough chop, that's all you need to do. In this pan, like I said, we've got some onions, some celery, and carrots. So add those in there. Add your fresh herbs. Nice pinch of sea salt. Give that a toss. And we're just gonna let that cook down and do its thing, probably 7 or 8 minutes long, just until the veggies are starting to soften, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. So our veggies are cooking down, they're doing their thing, they're starting to soften. We're gonna go in with garlic. Obviously, garlic and pasta, actual best friends. And go heavy on the garlic. Garlic here really just makes this dish so much better. Just go heavy, go real heavy on the garlic. We're gonna go in with some red chili flakes and lemon zest. The last thing we're gonna do is hit this with lemon zest. Often you don't want the actual juice of the lemon, you just want the zest, you want the fragrance. It's a great way of adding that citrus, that pop of freshness to a dish, without needing to add the juice itself. We're gonna let that cook down for probably about 1.5 or 2 minutes. While we do that, red wine. Red wine and beef in pasta, it doesn't get any better than that. So we're gonna go in with this beautiful red wine. That's not just gonna help with the dish in terms of flavor, it's gonna help deglaze this pan. So all those brown bits that are on the bottom of the pan, the red wine, once the actual liquid hits that, it's gonna deglaze beautifully. It's gonna make sure that all those brown bits work their way into the dish itself. So in with the red wine. We're gonna reduce this now by half. Reducing the wine itself reduces the amount of liquid we have, but also it increases the intensity of the flavor. So we're gonna leave this for a few minutes, then we'll come back and see where we're at. So our wine is reduced by half. Basically, not very much liquid left in here. It's done its job, it's worked its way into the veggies. Next up, we're gonna go in with these tomatoes. Nice bit of salt. And then our beef. We're gonna add this beef back in. Give everything a beautiful stir here. So our braised beef is ready for the next step. We are gonna transfer this to our Traeger grill. We have a Traeger grill preheated to 275 degrees Fahrenheit. This is gonna go on there for about 3 to 3.5 hours. Cooking really low, really slow. It is just gonna fall apart. It's gonna be one of the best pasta sauces you've ever made in your entire life. The nice thing as well about it being on there for 3.5 hours, it has a lot of time to take in that wood smoke, to take in all of that beautiful flavor that comes off the Traeger grill. So let's add it to the grill. We are only halfway done and this already smells amazing. We're gonna put it on the grill. Okay, so our pasta sauce is gonna be on our Traeger grill about 3 to 3.5 hours. It is gonna cook really low and slow. We've got the grill at 275 degrees Fahrenheit with cherry pellets. There's a few reasons why we're doing that. Number one, we want it to be fall apart delicious, and that just takes time. Plus, it gives it some extra time to take in all of that wood-fired smoke, all of the beautiful flavors that come out of the Traeger grill. So we're gonna leave this be. We'll come back in about 3 hours and check on the process. So it has been about 3 hours. Our pasta sauce is all ready to go. We're gonna pull that off here. And you can see that that has thickened beautifully, smells incredible. Next step is to pull apart this beef. This smells so incredibly good. I wish that there was an app that let you smell through your phone. We are gonna shred this beef. So while our beef was getting ready to go with this pasta sauce, we have a pot of boiling water here, just basically ready for when our pasta goes in that. We are gonna transfer this beef. It takes a few minutes, but it's well worth the time. Over to a plate. We're gonna shred that with 2 forks, and then we're gonna move on to the next step. So our beef is all shredded and ready to go. It takes a little bit of time, well worth it. It just makes the texture of this pasta sauce really, really beautiful. So take the time, shred this beef. We are gonna go back into the sauce with that. And then we're gonna do a couple things that are not traditional. One thing is not. I'm gonna go in with butter. Butter adds a beautiful, just glossiness, creaminess. It's really, really great. And the residual heat of the actual sauce itself is gonna help melt that butter. And then, classic, pasta is not pasta without Parmesan cheese. So hit this with a really healthy portion. When you grate it on a microplane, it seems like you're putting a whole lot more in than you actually are. But we just want to make sure that the Parmesan itself is kissing every little bit of this sauce. And then give that a good mix. This sauce is basically all ready to go. The only thing we have left, of course, the pasta itself. So we're gonna cook pappardelle today. Beautiful, thick noodles. They're delicious, they're perfect with beef. I think that people get a little bit freaked out sometimes about pasta because if you've had overcooked pasta, It's not a great experience. So what you want to do, don't walk away, don't do the laundry, don't go for coffee, don't pop a beer open and sit down and watch the game. Stay in your kitchen, keep an eye on it. All pasta cooks differently. None of it is created equally. You need to keep an eye on it the whole time. And salt. You definitely want to heavily season this pasta water. Like we've said throughout this recipe, you want to season like you're building a house. Season at every single step. The pasta noodles themselves are no different, so we have that beautifully seasoned. We are going to go in with the pappardelle. And this is going to be in here probably for about 7 or 8 minutes. Obviously, I'm going to keep an eye on it, check the process, and then come back to it when it's ready. So our pasta noodles are all ready to go. The only way to know that is to taste. Taste at every step of the process. Taste is the only way. It's not time or time written on a box somewhere. Take a pasta noodle out, give it a taste. If it's done to your likeness, then you're ready to go. Obviously, we are gonna go with al dente because that's just the best case scenario. So pasta directly into that sauce. No need to strain it. And then we're gonna give this a little bit of a mix. If you've ever had pasta in Italy, if you've been lucky enough to do that, or at your favorite Italian restaurant in your local town, and it's been so glossy and beautiful and the sauce has been incredible, chances are it's because they're using the old Italian trick that you learn when you go there and you cook with folks who've been cooking pasta for years and years. It's pasta water. A little bit of pasta water goes a long way. It adds a glossiness. It helps to cut that sauce. Obviously, it's been seasoned beautifully with the sea salt and the pasta noodles themselves. And you can see how glossy and beautiful that pasta itself becomes. So we're gonna plate this up family style today. Like I said, I love eating pasta family style. If you're only making this for a few people, that works too. Leftovers for days with this dish, and it's super delicious. So grab a big platter, whatever works. Right onto that with the pasta itself. This pasta dish on its own would be perfect, but we're gonna take it up a little bit of a notch and add a few extra things. Ricotta is delicious, super creamy, works obviously amazing in any pasta dish, so we're gonna just dollop this on top here. And it doesn't hurt that it looks beautiful. No better friends than fresh basil and pasta, so grab some basil leaves. Just finely slice these. If you don't have basil, of course something like flat leaf parsley would work. But basil, for me, basil, beef, pappardelle, just delicious. So on here with this fresh basil, it already smells absolutely incredible. Nice bit of cracked pepper on top. A little bit of olive oil, just a drizzle. And then, obviously, the star of the show, after any pasta is made, Parmesan cheese. To just make that rain on top of your pasta. One of my absolute favorite things to do is make delicious food on a Traeger grill that is slightly unexpected. I know that pasta might be unexpected. You may never have thought before that you can cook this on a Traeger, but obviously you can. You've seen how easy that it is. It takes a little extra time, obviously, but this is a weekend cook, and your friends and family are absolutely gonna go gangbusters. Beautiful al dente pasta, the wood-fired smoke from the beef, beautiful cheese, the fresh basil, all of it just tastes like a big bowl of heartwarming happiness. You should absolutely make this dish for your friends and family. For recipes just like this, head to traegergrills.com/recipes or download the app.